Advanced Microcosmic Orbit. Advanced Microcosmic Orbit. Hey, yo. Let's talk about moving seminal energy up the spine to nourish the brain and to nourish the organs when one has disease, when one has cavities, when one has vision problems, when one has stomach problems, when one's hair is graying or falling out, when one feels lowered testosterone in the body. Advanced microcosmic orbit. Bringing the energy up the spine. This is not for beginners. And feeling the energy creep in sensations along the middle of the back. Small prickling sensations. Maybe even pressure or an itch that crawls up the spine and enters into the chamber of the lower back, right behind the lowest ribs. Feeling the pressure rise to the top of the shoulders and the center of the spine. Where the shoulders meet the neck and the neck meets the back. Feel the pressure rising as tingling sensations and a fuzzy feeling at the top of the head. You may feel your hair standing on edge. And flush that energy down over the eyes, down into the teeth, down into any cavities or toothaches. Feel the energy push downward into the throat, where there have been sicknesses, colds, flus. Feel the energy erasing the biological memory of sickness from your body. Feel this energy pulsate at the center of the throat. You may have strange sensations in the mouth, in the esophagus, in the uvula, under the tongue, and in the teeth. You may find metallic or unusual tastes in your mouth. The electrostatically charged energy from this Kundalini experience has now reached the forefront of your organ and all of your organs' structure. Feel the energy pour into the lungs, the liver, the esophagus, the stomach, and rush down over all other organs straight to the knees. Feel that energy anchor at the knees. And feel that energy anchor to the ground. And in your mind's eye, follow the cycle from the perineum, from the testicles, from the prostate, into the pelvic, into the sacral area, which is right underneath the back of your hips. And that energy return again to the spine. and rush up through the channels that has already passed through. And feel that energy cycle 9 times, 10 times, 11 times, 12 times, 13 times, 14 times, 15 times, 16 times, 17 times, 18 times. Breathe. Inhale the energy that you have been cycling in through to your belly button, and push and condense the pressure deeply into your lower abdomen. Decompress the area under the lowest ribs and exhale and hold for 30 seconds while performing the Lingam Mudra. 15 seconds on the left hand, 15 seconds on the right hand. Deep breath. Let us begin. Decompress the abdomen. Left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Release the abdomen. Continue to follow my audible breathing patterns. Let us release breath 3 more times. The energy has now cycled and anchored to the earth, holding you in a stable position. This is advanced microcosmic orbit. If you are not able to retain your semen during this transmission, you must not use this transmission. This is an advanced transmission recommended from masters who have been performing the perfect microcosmic orbit at least 5 years. This will prevent injury and improper ejaculations that may harm the body, the bladder, the prostate, the testicles, the kidneys, or any other organ associated with the lower reproductive and excretory system that are affected by the training undergone to perform the perfect microcosmic orbit. Breathe. Ejaculation transmissions. Losing clear droplets is still considered successful. If the droplets exceed the size of the rounded end of the pinky, you will begin to lose percentages of the perfect microcosmic orbit, which is the reverse flow ejaculation, the nutting up the spine, the Huanjing Bunao, the tantric masturbation, the transcendental self-sex, the manifestation, masturbation, and more anciently called the elixir of life, the elixir of immortality. The nutrients, the minerals, and the entire composition of semen, the vitamins, all return to the body during this process. All nourish the brain during this process. These effects are said to extend the life expectancy, to remove hereditary diseases, and strengthen the immune system, to empower physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual prowess. And to elevate one's mind into a state of spiritual enlightenment. As you find the technique that works for you, as you find the exercise that works for you, as you find the process that works for you, you will realize that you will slowly be able to notice the muscles controlling ejaculation and flex those muscles at will. And the increased percentage of seminal retention will give you the satisfaction of knowing that you are applying it properly. You must also be mindful not to reverse the flow into the incorrect chamber. Urination after the perfect microcosmic orbit. Should not be cloudy or contain any unusual film. If the urine is cloudy after your microcosmic orbit, you have reversed the flow into the bladder and therefore have performed a misfire. The perfect microcosmic orbit does not produce cloudy urine. The channels in which ejaculation and urination take place are not the same tube. These two alternating entrances have their entry point into the urethra, which is a shared exit and ejaculation module. Semen is not produced in the testicles. Sperm is produced in the testicles. Semen is produced in the prostate. The prostate. In order to perform the correct Huanjing Bunao, you must train the perineum, the breath, the lower abdomen, and the thoughts. The results of becoming a tantric sexual master will reduce your sexual craving, as you will now know how to direct that energy into more productive avenues. Performing the microcosmic orbit does not make you more insatiably sexual. In fact, it does the opposite. It controls your sexual energy, clarifies your mental faculties, and clears your spiritual and emotional fields of debris from sexual engagement with others who are not healthy in their aura. Understanding and separating the ideas of sexual sensationism, hedonism, and sexual tantric experiences, and the influence of the microcosmic orbit on the body to take different avenues for sexual energy to manifest as positive, usable chi or prana or energy to be directed into the body or out of the body, exclusively for the healing of ailments, the balancing of hormones, the repairing of injuries, and the elevation of one's own spirit. Huanjing Bunao, microcosmic orbit, tantric sex tantric masturbation, the many names that it has been called, will increase your testosterone. It will also do this: incredibly and completely lower your voice. And you will find yourself with the masculine voice that you have desired in your youth. You will find yourself with incredible vocal range that you did not have before. You will find yourself with incredible strength that you did not have before. These benefits are said to do the impossible, like defeating cancer and reversing or curing incurable and incurable diseases. Boys, let's get it right. This will also allow you to achieve orgasms. As men, ejaculations are not orgasms. Ejaculations are ejaculations. Most men and most women have not had an orgasm. Most men achieve ejaculation. Ejaculation and orgasm can happen simultaneously. But after the perfect microcosmic orbit becomes a practice in your daily life for at least 5 years, you will begin to notice that orgasms can be triggered at will and in various parts of the body and in localized areas for controlled amounts of time. The female 9-fold orgasm, the male full body orgasm, the female full body orgasm can be accessed and used to destroy disease in the body and spirit and draw positive energy, chi, prana, ki, source energy into the body to direct healing. And perform incredible feats of self-pleasure. Welcome to my classroom. There is no need to be ashamed